to the Nerdiverse. Go ahead, sit and listen to the masters, the old heads, talk about what you love the most. Video games, comics, movies, and everything you need to maintain your week. Got the knowledge that's straight out the ether. Gonna need a drink and have to take a seat to expand your mind and listen to the speaker. Mike and the squad's gonna give you what you need. Please send in a question, come and get some answers, learn a couple lessons from the masters with the special guests. We got the Green Lanterns glowing on their chest. Yes, please sit back and relax, cause we're gonna hit you with them stone cold facts. And allow me to be the very first to welcome you to the masters of the Nerdiverse. Welcome to the Masters of the Nerdiverse podcast, where we always have such sights to show you. This, the other side of a podcast, can be found on iTunes, Stitcher, Spreaker, SoundCloud, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Google Play, and Spotify. I'm, of course, your host, Mike G. And with me, as always, is my biohazard of a co-host. The Trash Monkey is himself, Winter Trash Monk the Thizzard.
Taking out the trash. What? Woke up. Woke up. What's up, everybody?
You all right, man?
I'm fine. Hey, we're doing it live. Okay.
You all right, man?
Yeah. Welcome.
You smell...
I am, as always, Trash Monk the Third. Trash Monk, I. That Trash Monk, I. What was that?
I was clapping with you to the beat, my man.
Oh.
So you were like out.
Sounded like you were like breaking chicken legs over there.
Who's to say I wasn't, man? You know?
Get that bone marrow out. Anyways.
Okay, first of all, people who eat the bone marrow out of chicken pieces is weird. I'm just calling it now.
But it's great, said Charles Manson.
Stop it. If you're that person who eats a drumstick and then cracks a drumstick open and sucks the marrow out, that's weird, okay? Bush League, don't do it. It's not a good look, especially on first dates. Don't do it.
Speaking of Bush League, why did you tell Nike to cancel their shoes?
First of all, I don't want to talk about that on this podcast. That's first of all. Second of all, my business entanglements with Nike are under some kind of a non-disclosure agreement, so I can't really discuss these matters in a public forum. Thank you.
Oh, do they use a lot of your business?
You'll be surprised. The Air Force mics are huge.
All the children, the minor workers that they have use over the phone doctors.
Wow. So you're saying that okay, let me get this straight. You're saying that the Air mics, which are huge in the foreign market, are used exclusively for child labor? Is that what you're saying?
I'm saying that child labor makes those shoes, and then in their form of insure or like medical support or whatever in the workplace, is just calling a web doctor service.
You don't get it, because there's an inside joke on this that I can't really talk about on this channel that burns me like 3 different ways, and I don't know how to feel about it. I don't like the introduction of web medical doctors. That's too close to home, Winter. Oh. Get out of here, man.
Yeah, well, I'm trying hard not to dox you or anything, but I'm land the joke.
I'm trying to land a joke too, but not dox me as well.
So we're doing the dance. We're
just tap dancing around the docks, baby.
Yeah, we're doing the dance. Okay. Yeah. So glad we got that out of the way. I'll never bring up the shoes again. Next thing.
Thank you. This helps my branding.
Yeah. So you got to use keywords like that. What other thing?
Synergy.
Yeah. July 4th is coming up.
Yeah, man. You got plans?
I'm going to burp real quick.
Yeah, man.
And then I'm going to go. So my plan, the beginning of the week, was going to go Friday, take the day off, and then have like a 4-day weekend. I thought that was pretty sweet. But my mind was going, 4th of July is on a Friday.
It's on Thursday.
But thank you. The Mr. Smarty Pants over here pulled up his dungarees and went, well, you know what? It is on a Thursday. So now I'm going over to my parents on Thursday, and then there's a party I'm going to on Saturday, a housewarming. I got church and D&D on Sunday, and then Monday I'm just going on that Old Town Road, you know what I'm saying? And yeah, Thursday. So now going to the parents has now turned into we're going to the Sonora Fair, where we're going to a fair near where we live.
Listen, you slipped.
Yeah, where there's a guy playing there that my dad loves, and he keeps trying to get me to go. And I was like, no, that's old people music, so I should love it. But it's kind of like since my parents love it, I cannot therefore love it. But you know. It's I'm gonna go see this dude now.
Are you gonna go see Dylan Skillet?
No, we're gonna see Paul Thorne, who is known for the song "It's a Great Day for Me to Whoop Somebody's Ass."
I can get behind that song.
Yeah, that's his comical song. And then he's got other hits.
He has other hits
that are not comical.
Yeah,
that are not comical.
There's no laughing time is over.
Yes. No laughs! Don't laugh at my music!
There would be no laughing during the All-American version, you know.
So I only have one story for my week, how my week been, and it's essentially what happened today, where we had a young person coming into youth center that was pretty young, to the point of still interested in playing pretend.
Aww.
And and it turned into you're a secret agent, and then she found several other people that will also be secret agents. And this is how intricate the lore. I had to tell her that the reason why a lot of fantasy books and sci-fi books don't reach a wide enough audience is because the lore is too thick. So I urged her, let's lower the lore a bit in your opening act. For instance, we start off secret agents, and then we had to have fake IDs to show that we were working for the FBI. We all have the superpower. By the way, secret agents have superpowers. We have teleportation, but then we all have another power that is of our choosing that she gives us, and that's her power to give people other powers because she is a god.
I'm following you. Okay.
Artemis, right? And then someone else went, well, I'm a half demon, half human. And this is where I throw in my towel going, wait a minute. So we went from Secret Service, kind of FBI with mutant powers sort of thing. Now we're godlike half demons, Greek god over here. And then it was like a murder case where we're trying to solve a murder. And she picks the one redheaded child at the youth center to be the culprit.
Wow, the redheaded stepchild. Huh? Wow.
Yeah. And we were getting into it. Someone was like, we need to interrogate him. One was like, we need to waterboard him.
Jeez Louise. Talk about Lord of the Flies, man.
Yeah, I made that reference because she was getting into it because he's like, I don't need to say, he needs my lawyer. And she goes, you sit down and you answer the questions.
What are y'all feeding them kids, man?
Like one of my coworkers came out like, what's going on? Like, it's Lord of the Flies Part 2 happening right now.
Don't interfere, man. Okay.
Yes, the fly eating. Anyways,
fly eating.
Yes. So at the end, it was like interesting because she was also throwing in like betrayals where the half demon actually took over the boy's body to kill his aunt for the drug money. And I'm like, this would be something that if someone told me, oh, CW is coming out with this show that's going to be taking over the time slot for Supernatural, I'd go, it's probably this.
So, okay, I only have one question. What's the age demographic of this creative youth?
Okay, so she was 12, I think.
Okay, so she's very imaginative for her age. To say the least.
Yeah.
to say the least.
Yeah, and I told her older sister, because she wouldn't be allowed in the youth center unless her older sister came with her, as per the rules.
Yep.
And I told her, like, hey, you should really like look into having her write scripts or something.
Cultivate that creativity, man. If she wants to write stories about secret agent fairy folk who are half demon demigods that have betrayals and stuff, then let her write. You may have a little what's the name of the person who wrote Harry Potter?
J.K.
Rowling. Maybe a
Rowling.
little J.K. Rowling in the mountains up there, in the
Yeah.
making, bro. Cultivate that now so you can get part of that sweet deal, dog. Get some of the money.
Get some of that sweet,
that sweet demigod.
yeah, be in the entourage of this young person.
Yeah, be in the entourage. Be like the bodyguard, bro.
Yeah,
guard the intelligence, dog. Oh man.
Yeah, my job was to go. We're blurring the lines between good and bad. He did nothing wrong, and we're tearing him apart. Who's the demon now?
That's a heated discussion going on. Everybody's raising voices.
Yeah, and then 2 hours fly by. Like, we were open 12 to 6 today, so it was good to like just have it fly by. So, how was your week, though?
How do I follow that, man? My week was full of sirens and all types of crazy stuff going on in my city. You
sound like there's like an old fashioned car, a police car going by your house.
Yeah, man. It's since it's the 4th of July, the entire city of blank 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 is celebrating by having all of our vehicles at turn of the century vehicles. So we're all rolling around in Model Ts and wearing suspenders.
Yes.
You know what I mean? So it's pretty good.
Well, look here. The best place to find the MOTN is in the speakeasy, see?
We have to sneak in the pop so the coppers don't take our booze.
Booze.
They call me the beer baron, you see, and they'll never catch me. What did I do?
Yeah. I'm running a brothel out of this soda shop.
So
they don't call it a soda jerk for nothing. Okay, let's move on.
I was going to lay on that for a second, but I'll let it rock. That's okay. I'm moving on. What did I do this week? I played more Final Fantasy 14. Nothing to say about that. I'm using Stemma right now. I decided that for the 4th of July, for Independence Day, I was going to fashion myself to be what I like to call the Supreme American, Doug. The Supreme American, dude.
Is that like you just put sour cream all over yourself?
Yeah, in fresh tomato and onion and lettuce.
Yeah, that's a little taco joke for all you listeners.
Not real tacos, though. American tacos. That's why it would be the Supreme American, Doug.
All right, you shut your mouth.
Sour cream and tomato and even lettuce, for that matter. Okay, sorry, you got me on a tangent. True tacos, the most purest taco, Doug. All you need is a corn tortilla, your meat of choice, onion if you want. I'm not a big onion guy, but onion and a little bit of cilantro with maybe just a pinch of salt. Paprika. What the cilantro? Okay. And that's a true taco, dog. That's shin taco, bro. You can't get...
How about burritos supreme joke? Because burritos, I guess, are not authentic Mexican food.
Yeah, in Mexico they don't know what a burrito is, dog. They just think you're.
That's why they need we smart Americans to teach them what Mexican food is. Step aside.
Are we going there?
They love it when tourists go like, step aside. Let me show you how to make a burrito. You take 6 of these small corn tortillas, put them together.
Yeah, because that's what happened when the Spaniards showed up to the shores of Mazatlan, dude. They just showed it. They brought that burrito tech.
Okay, well, when I wasn't going to bring it up. When a shoe company puts a Mexican flag on the back of their shoes, maybe you can bring that up.
When you're trying super hard to shoehorn this news in, and I'm not having it, dude. We're not broaching that conversation on this show, dude. It's too real.
Hey, I don't need to have a conversation on it.
Let you take a sip of whatever you're drinking over there. I don't need it.
What I do need to say is I'm apparently God mode when it comes to auto chess games.
Okay. What was I talking about? Yes, I want to become a Supreme American, dude. So there's this comic book character in Marvel Comics called Nuke, right? And he was kind of like a bootleg super soldier. Like back after there's a time period between World War II when Captain America was the first super soldier, and roughly the 80s, 90s where Captain America was thawed out and became one of the Avengers, right? In the active, fluid timeline of Marvel Comics. So in between the 50s and when Cap thawed out, the American government, and multiple governments for that matter, kept trying to duplicate the super soldier serum. And it was the Weapon Zero project, which is why Wolverine's called Weapon X, because he was the 10th attempt to create the super soldier through adamantium.
Whoa,
and
that's cool.
Yeah, through the experimentation of mutant kind. They tried to recreate Captain America 10 times up to that thing. And Wolverine is the 10th version of that. In between that, there was a character called Nuke, where they had this guy who tattooed an American flag on his face, and he was under the control of 3 different pills, a red one, a white one, and a blue one. And each different color gave him a different state of mind. Because he was if blue was pretty much like to calm down, white was neutral, and red was go. And when we gave him the go pill, he would kind of bulk up, kind of like Bane in Batman. Like he would get super strength and be all bloodthirsty and crazy. He was around during like the Vietnam time where Punisher was doing the war journal and all that kind of crazy stuff. But my idea was that I wanted to do that with energy drinks. So I wanted to become the Supreme American a la Nuke style and get 3 different kinds of energy drinks, a blue one, a white one, and a red one. So I bought that sugar-free white monster, you know what I'm saying? With the cool kind of like raisined can. I bought the low-carb blue monster, and I bought the red punch monster. What I was going to do was I was going to drink all 3 of them in one day and see if my heart could take it. And I would become the Supreme American on the 4th of July. So I'll just be freaking out, super hyper, just all over the place. And I would like listen to Kid Rock and watch Bullworth and American Psycho and Natural Born Killers. And I just would be
listen to Sheryl Crow.
Listen to some Sheryl Crow. You know what I'm saying?
Santa Monica Boulevard.
You ever been on Santa Monica Boulevard, bro?
No, don't need it.
I don't like that attitude. But yeah, this was my experiment. I was going to become the Supreme American a la Nuke style, and I was going to record something. I may record the next After Dark while I'm on that trip and see what kind of recording that turns into. Just to see me just totally turned, eyes darting, listening to the most patriotic music possible, probably drinking a Bud Light to chase that, and probably just being the worst feeling ever. You know what I'm saying? That's kind of my plan. So that's kind of gross. And I know it's weird, but it's not the weirdest thing I've done. So it's kind of middle ground weirdness for Mike G. Other than,
well, like I always say, we don't get the hero we need, but the hero we deserve.
Yeah, the Supreme American's is going to come into the MCU in 2020 with the Fantastic Four guys. He's gonna be hopped up on Monster Energy drink and Taco Bell. He's gonna be lit. This could be litty, though, as the kids say.
None of them say that.
Oh, what did they say now? They don't say that anymore. What did they say now? You work in a
yeet.
Fair enough. Okay, I'll be very yeet then. Yeah. God, I'm old. I did nothing else with my week. I've just been playing Final Fantasy 14. No, I tried watching Jessica Jones again. I just can't get through it, man. It's a rough watch, dude. I can't get through it. It's not good.
I just read that the Nuke character is kind of in this Jessica Jones series. Is that it?
Yes. Actually, that's a very good poll. Yes. The character of Nuke was actually dating Trish, who was actually Hellcat in the comics. But he was in season 1, I think, season 1 of Jessica Jones, and a little bit of season 2. And yeah, he is. They don't call him Nuke because they're afraid of using code names in that show.
Yeah.
But he does do the pill thing. He
Like
is an
Codename
excellent.
Lyoko is not in that.
Okay, you want to talk about codename Lyoko for a second?
No, I'm just trying to do trash stuff. Okay, go on.
No, because we could just talk about how garbage the animation is for codename Lyoko.
Well,
Come at me.
which animation? The crummy old school looking animation or the crummy 3D graphics animation?
Both, my man. The whole design of codename Lyoko was
But
weird.
you didn't have like an attraction to the. Oh, actually, I don't want to go to jail. Never mind.
I was just gonna let you follow that bike. I was gonna let you walk down that road by yourself, man.
No, I'm smarter than that.
I'm sorry.
No one knows what I was gonna say.
I don't. No one knows on this channel.
You cannot legally prove that I was gonna say something.
You know what? Speaking of things that have to be proven, let's do a poll of the week, man.
Time to go to the polls. Time to go to the polls. Yeah.
Polls. So
it's the poll of the week. Bust a move.
Bust a move. Feel it. So I did a poll because during this week was actually Canada Day. Oh, Canada. Yeah. You ever had poutine, Doug? You ever had like legit poutine? Like delicious poutine?
Not legit. Is? Yeah, I know what poutine is.
You ever had poutine, Doug?
Poutine?
Like poutine, Doug?
No, you pretending. Oh,
no, you have to say it right, like the Lord Canadians do.
Poutine.
It's poutine, Doug. That's how the French Canadians say it.
I don't care what those French. It's all about British Canadians.
So I decided I'm just gonna ignore all that. You leave the French Canadians alone. Our brothers and sisters to the north, in proud Vancouver, in proud Toronto, Montreal.
They're all anarchists in Vancouver.
Jeez, tell them how you really feel, Trash Monk, dude. Leave them alone.
Sorry,
man.
My uncle just got into the mic. He had strong feelings about Vancouver.
Yeah, Uncle Trashy, dog. He has strong feelings about Vancouver, dog.
Another thing, they're all.
Please tell him to refrain from hijacking our podcast, man.
Okay.
So I did a poll of my 4 fictional Canadians, and I asked the Nerdiverse, who was your favorite of these 4? And the 4 choices I presented to the Nerdiverse was, well, good old Logan, James Howell, Weapon X himself. We mentioned him earlier. Wolverine. He's a true Canadian. I didn't know this until I started this poll. Winnie the Pooh, Canadian. Didn't know that the 100.
How do they determine that?
The 100-acre wood is actually dead center in the city of Montreal, Doug.
Wow.
Yeah. The reason why Winnie the Pooh loves the honey so much because that honey merged with a maple tree in the bosom of Mother Canada mixed with honey just drove Winnie the Pooh insane.
Well, we still have Captain Underpants, folks. So
yeah, we can't always get what you want. The third option was Scott.
We get what we need.
The third option was Scott Pilgrim, which is super Canadian. From Scott Pilgrim in his 7 Evil X's. Well, those are Mowing the Flowers, but anywho, I didn't read all 7 of those books. And the last one, and my unsung Canadian, is Robin from How I Met Your Mother.
I was about to, yeah, I did like, have you met Ted in my mind?
Yeah. And the only reason I put her on the list, because there's not that many fictional Canadians floating around in popular culture. And Robin, out of all of them, was very staunchly Canadian throughout the entire show. And you got to respect that. Mm-hmm. So she made it to the list. Unfortunately for Robin, I don't think most people recognize the name because she only got like 5% of the votes. 4th place.
That's true.
Scott Pilgrim got about 22% of the votes. Winnie the Pooh didn't do much better. He got about 25%. And Wolverine took it super home with about 48% of the votes, man. Who doesn't like Wolverine?
How about Nickelback?
That's a group. That's not a person.
but they're a fictional Canadian
They're
group.
fictional characters.
They're fictional musicians.
I did. Look at this photograph.
Look at this graph.
Makes me laugh. Oh, jeez. I never got into Nickelback, Doug. Not one song. You know what? I take that back. I super take that back because when they did the song for Hero for Spider-Man 1, I super marked out on that song. It was Chad from Nickelback and Seether, Doug. And they say that a hero would save us. I'm not gonna say
this will be the only thing I say about Nickelback. I will never bring them up for another minute. So I had an issue. Their album Dark Horse came out, and I liked one of the riffs in the song, one of their songs, but the lyrics were, boy, you can't really fly this type of music out in the workplace, where he goes, "You look good with something in your mouth."
Well,
that's the title of the song. Something in your mouth. Yeah. And I go, this is horrible. And then cut to, hey, this is 104.1, the hot classic rock. We're playing She Shook Me All Night Long by AC/DC. Knocking me out with those American sighs. She told me to come, and I was already there.
I like that. I like all that, what happened right there. That was a good AC/DC.
Thank you.
I respect it. You make me think of, like, you know, music in the workplace, and if you actually listen to the lyrics, it shouldn't be in the workplace. So I recently got into Bruno Mars because I was like, Bruno Mars, I don't really care. But but he's a good songwriter. He's a good musician, right? He has a good voice. I listen to him. Literally, every song Bruno Mars has ever made is about two things: what's happening during sex, and him being sad because the girl left him after sex.
Yeah, during Ruddin, yes.
Every single song.
Doing Ruddin.
Doing Ruddin. What's that?
Yeah. That's a different
doing sex. Is that what they say in the mountains, Doug? Doing a Ruddin.
I don't know. I just felt like
Where's Jim Bob? Out back, doing a Ruddin. He's telling him to come out front. His mom's calling him.
I'm in Outback Steakhouse.
He's doing a Ruddin at Outback Steakhouse, Doug. Jim Bob.
Yeah. Now it sounds like a dance, man. Everybody wants to do the horizontal rut.
I hope they didn't order the blooming onion.
Okay.
Extra sauce, Doug.
Folks, he brings out the worst in me.
No one mentioned the Outback Steak Ruddin but you, Doug. It's all you. I'm just helping you out as an accelerator.
Your mere presence brings out more of the trash and less of the muck.
So, Jim Bob, how would that Ruddin? Not bad. She gave me a blooming onion.
Okay.
I said, hold the ketchup. She was like, nah.
No Patreon supporters this week. Time to go to the news. When you walk through the garden, you better watch your step. Because we got news on the radio for you to enjoy way down in the hole. Okay.
And tell me no lies and keep your hands to yourself.
Talk about true love and talk about sin.
All right. Enough of that. Enough of that silliness. We're going to give you hard-hitting facts news. This is what MOTN is all about.
This is what it's all about, folks.
This is all about.
Yes.
Hard-hitting facts news. We tell you the truth. The unbridled, unvarnished truth here on MOTN.com.
Tell the truth.
/ Tell the truth. Truth, like those cigarette commercials. Truth. Even though those are marketed to kids just as bad as cigarette commercials are. Yeah. But we're not going to go and talk about that. How those truth commercials do just as addictive. Those truth commercials are just as bad marketing-wise as actual cigarette.
If you smoke cigarettes, you're going to be gross and disgusting. You're like, oh, I like being gross and disgusting.
That's kind of my thing. Don't shame me, anti-cigarette people. All right, let's do the news. Let's get some news in. Let's get some good old-fashioned news in.
Yes.
So
The way
last
our
week,
fathers used to do it.
the way my granddaddy used to do with a sword and a freaking in a Sunny D can, a can of
You
Sunny.
shall give me news.
Remember
Okay.
when peanuts came in a can, Doug? Metal? That's how old my granddad was.
Now they come in the form of comics.
Wow.
That was a stupid
I like
joke.
that.
Okay.
No, I like that joke. I like
Yeah.
it. That's a good segue. Remember last week we were talking about the Google Strata and how it's just not going to work in real life?
Yes.
So Google comes out and says, you know how certain companies, if they lose the license, they'll take a game down off of the PlayStation Network or Xbox Game Store, and you just can't play it anymore. Google Strata won't do that. They're not going to remove any games from your library if they're removed from a sale. We're not going to do that because we honor your patronage. Well, it don't matter anyway because they're not going to be able to run the game unless they have Google Fiber. So might as well leave it up there.
Yeah.
I'm not your dad. Just do it, Google.
I'm not your dad. I'm
Moving
better. Okay.
I'm better. Did you see the trailer for the new Apex Legends second season?
Ain't nobody got time for Apex Legends no
Oh,
more.
Winner, I have to ask you a question.
Yeah.
Do you still play Apex Legends?
No, I do not. I spent $20 on it though.
I spent no money on that, my man. I'm so proud of myself.
Good for you. Well, maybe you can buy some class with that $20 without rubbing in people's face.
Ooh, I had to straighten my ascot.
You bought it. You bought a new beret
For my $20, I bought myself a Cuban cigar. I had to light my cigar with that fire. I respect it, my man.
May your lower jaw disappear because of that cigar.
Yeah, you cleaned. Dang, you say, "Oh, we could just remove my mandible." I could do the podcast without a mandible, dude. I'll figure it out.
Yeah. May you look like a baseball player pre-90s.
May you feed your child Big League Chew and hope he doesn't chew tobacco later in life.
I hope this doesn't encourage bad habits. No, you want to spit out the gum juice.
You spit out the poison into a cup.
Dumb kid doesn't know how to chew.
Dumb kid don't know how to handle his chew. He'll learn, though. He's going to learn today. So, good news.
Today, I like that.
He's going to learn today.
Nothing good ever happened after some adults said that.
No. That's some deer hunter stuff right there. Mm-hmm. The young boy can't hunt? Nope. He's going to learn today.
Just slice that pig's neck now.
Just take the knife and plunge it into the elk's neck. Slow like. Do it slow like. He learned today. Little man is just traumatized in the corner with the 1,000-yard stare. I killed Bambi.
Cue some either Quentin Tarantino or Oliver Stone type music playing in the background.
Nah, man.
Tonight, I'll make you a man.
A week later, he hears his dad Sunday morning. Come on, boy, we gonna hunt. And all you hear is the Kill Bill music. That weep, 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 weep. The little boy's just shaking. Aren't you happy you never had to grow up in that environment where your parents forced you to do things you didn't want to do for their own kind of weird passing the torch kind of helicopter mentality? Aren't you happy you didn't have to deal with that?
Yeah, I'm happy.
Except for I did. My dad wanted me to play football, and I had no desire to play football.
Yeah. But if it makes you happy, then it can't be that bad.
Speaking of things that make me happy, the Alan Wake developers bought back the rights from Alan Wake for Microsoft. So maybe we can finally get an Alan Wake game. Maybe.
Yeah, so this is the thing, though, because I was reading about this, and it does make me happy. It really does make me happy, but I don't understand why the hell I'm so sad about this. I feel like it might happen, just not anytime soon, unfortunately. But then also, I think that an Alan Wake game was going to come sooner rather than later.
I don't
already.
I think it's like this. If at next E3, if they said, "Hey, we're kickstarting an Alan Wake game," people would spend money to get it. kind of like Shenmue. But then, right on the cusp of it coming out, Epic Games will buy it and force you to play it on their Epic Games Store. That's pretty much what would happen. 100%. So,
We won't be speaking ill about Epic Games here.
but
Thank
me
you very
being a
much.
console pleb, I wouldn't have to worry about that now, would I?
No, you wouldn't. But, maybe adjust your ascot.
I have to straighten my ascot and like my cigaretto. Get on my level. So here's an interesting story about Pokemon Sword and Pokemon Shield that the dang creator of the game, Junichi Masuda, had to come out and say, hey guys, listen, we've been doing Pokemon games for like a decade now, right? More than a decade. And please understand that we can't model and animate every single Pokemon ever into this one game. Please be understanding that we have your best interests in mind.
I want Groudon!
Pretty much telling the fans, stop being stupid. Please stop being stupid.
Yeah, they're all stupid, but I want
I know
Groudon.
it's dumb and all, but how can Voltrips not be in it, dude?
How you know have Entei?
And it's you know what it is? It's the Smash Brothers mentality. Like there's over 85 characters in Smash Brothers, but Waluigi isn't there, so I'm not buying the game. You know what I mean? Kind of like just like and you know what's crazy is I get it. Like if I want to play a fighting game and I have a character that I've played since since I was a kid and my character doesn't make it, it takes away from me wanting to play that game, right? Because my guy didn't make it. But it's Pokemon. Like, I get you have your favorite Pokemon, but there's literally going to be like 100 Pokemon in the game. One,
They have the original ones still.
I think they're
right,
going to have
them,
the
right?
Gen 1 guys. Some of the Gen 1. I think they're going to have some of every generation. The popular ones. You know what I'm saying? Like the super popular ones.
Yeah. Just give me Charmander, Machamp, Blastowitz, Metal Gear Snake, and
Gundam Epion, and we'll be straight, dude. You know? And
bring back those plus sign Pokemon.
What was that? Magnetron? Or something like that?
No, they don't need to know.
I don't want to get my Pokemon card pulled from the Nerdiverse. Let's talk about some quick comics news. Only because, just real quick, it's just kind of funny, that recently in the Walking Dead TV show, the actor who played Rick Grimes quit the show, right? And apparently it was a really bad, quick, abrupt ending to his story. Then, recently in the comics, certain characters, I don't want to spoil it, but certain characters bit the big one, right? And then the big one, they took a big bite out of that churro in the sky. And now they're announcing that the series, the Walking Dead, the entire comic book series is going to end with next week's issue 192. They couldn't even made it to issue 200 out of a series that's been around for years, decade maybe. And it makes me think like, yo, they super pulled the plug on the entire Walking Dead brand, dude. Like that, I very rarely see stuff like that happen, like outside of like Japan with like anime. Like, hey, Bleach, guess what? We're just yanking all of your funding, all of it. The Bleach initiative is over, dude. Like, your anime, your manga, your video games, all of it's done, dude. That's what they just did to The Walking Dead. They just yanked the extension cord out the wall, dude. Nah, power is gone. Your show floundering. Your comic book finished. You know, and the reason I bring this up is because out of nowhere, Marvel Comics has decided to bring back the Marvel Zombies run, which I absolutely hate. I hate Marvel Zombies. It's a tired idea. It was tired when it first came out, and they're bringing it back. Zombies literally need to die for a while and then come back refreshed and revigorated like 10 years from now. You know what I mean? I hate Marvel. I can't stand Marvel. I've always hated Marvel Zombies. It's always been weird and dumb and forced. and it's just not a good experience. It's not good. It's not good soda. It's flat soda. That whole series, and they're bringing it back, and it's just I'm so what's the word I'm looking for? Exhausted by the entire thing. Have you ever heard of the Marvel Zombies run in comics, Winter?
Yes, I actually had a T-shirt that I did not realize was a Marvel Zombies T-shirt. Just like I also had a Marvel T-shirt that I didn't realize was a Civil War
Yeah.
T-shirt back when I was growing up. So I like the whole idea of Howard the Duck eating Superman's brains.
Superman? Nope.
I mean,
Okay.
I gotta
save you. 'Cause I'm going to guess the Civil War shirt that you had. I'm going to guess it because I probably had the same shirt. Is it the shirt that had a bunch of Marvel superheroes on it? Like 30 or 40? And you got to see like Wolverine and Cyclops and Daredevil, and they're all standing together in a black shirt? How did I know that was the shirt? I had that exact same shirt. Yeah, I had the exact same shirt. I love that shirt.
And I had no clue. Yeah, I had no clue that it was a Civil War shirt, and I had that forever. And it was from my sister I got it from my sister's boyfriend at the time, and she had 3 other boyfriends until before I got rid of the shirt.
Dude, and, I love that shirt. Yeah. That is from like issue 2 or 3. It wasn't even from an issue; it was a poster drawn by the artist Steve McNiven. He's one of my favorite inspirational Marvel comic artists. He's between him and Olivier Coipel, great artists. Check out their work. I had the same black shirt. I used to wear it with a Dickie button up and black Adidas all the time. That was my go-to shirt, dude. So I feel you on that.
Playing hacky sack on the corner.
Well, we were playing 3 Flags Up, but same vibe.
With 3 Flags Up.
You don't know what 3 Flags Up is?
No.
Okay, real quick for the nerdiverse. 3 Flags Up. You have a football. You're in the middle of a street. There is one person throwing the ball, and there are a bunch of kids at the end of the opposite end of the street. You throw the football into the crowd. Whoever grabs the ball 3 times is up to throw the football. 3 Flags Up. It's a very boring, stupid game, but we were kids and needed to burn energy, so we did it.
Yeah. Where's the threat of, damage being done to your body? No one's getting punched.
That's the oncoming cars.
Oh,
we have to play in a busy.
It's like Frogger.
It's like Frogger mixed with Hail Mary football. Yeah. And you have to dodge cars. You have to dodge your buddies. You have to not hit parked cars and make them honk, so we all have to run away while the person whose car it is have to run and go check on their car. We have to do all that crazy stuff.
If you can dodge a car, you can grab a football.
If you can dodge a car, you can dodge a wrench. Let's fly through this movie news, shall we? So,
yes, let's do it.
Did you see the pictures of Henry Cavill as The Witcher?
Yeah. Yikes.
You were like, yikes.
Yeah. You have you read like the summer promotions? Like, this is the new Game of Thrones that Netflix is releasing. I'm like, Beehive.
Yeah, it's kind of extra. I don't kind of like how they're marketing it currently.
Yeah. Like, why would you ever try to go like connect yourself to get like? I know that's a very tempting fruit there, but you got to realize that there's a worm in that fruit, and that is budget. Which you don't have.
With it being Netflix, Netflix just likes to throw money at things. So I'm hoping budget isn't an issue. We haven't seen any monsters yet. We haven't really seen the landscape, or if it's filmed on set, or if it's all CG. We don't know what this show looks like. But from the stills, it looks like it's filmed on location. I'll give it that. I'm kind of upset because
the location of my local neighborhood park.
Wow, they filmed it up the street, bruh.
Yeah. Netflix is definitely, I would put like they're the roulette version of like they're just throwing money at anything right now, and people aren't used to that. They're used to like the HBO cool like blackjack style of production, or I know if I put this much money in, I can get this much money back. Sort of play. A poker type play. So and we're seeing the pros and cons of each. Pros are Pros of the Netflix approach: we get tons of content, and some of the voices that would not be heard otherwise are heard. Cons: there's a lot of trash.
I think that's just Netflix's MO right now.
According to me.
Netflix is trash. No, Netflix is.
Some of their stuff is trash, but then I can just watch Frasier and be happy with my life.
That's Netflix. I mean, for every House of Cards, there's some weird Netflix movie that you have no idea came out, and you're just like watching it because you're kind of.
It's really just tossed salad and scrambled eggs if you put it down.
You know what? I'll accept that, but I need to give my 2 cents on this picture so we can move on. I think Henry Cavill looks great. I'm mad that he doesn't have a second sword. Why does he only have one sword? That's stupid. Give the man 2 swords. We know he uses one sword to kill the monsters and the other sword to kill humans. Why does he only have the one sword? I'm nerding out.
One sword. We need 2 swords. 2 swords,
please. That's all I'm asking for. There was a Jumanji trailer. Did you watch that?
No.
You really don't need to. It's pretty much Danny DeVito in
We're in Jumanji.
So now we get to watch The Rock and Kevin Hart do bad Danny DeVito and bad Danny Glover impersonations for 2 hours. Not a fan of it.
Yeah.
Moving on. Last week we were talking about how Vertical Comics is dead, but I told you there's always a light to the end of the tunnel when it comes to Vertical. Apparently, speaking of Netflix, Morpheus the Sandman is getting his own TV series on Netflix. Yay!
Yeah.
That's another show that's going to require stupid amounts of budget. Will they be able to do it? We don't know. Hellraiser TV rights were purchased by the people who made it in Ready Player One. I don't know.
I'll believe it when I see it.
That show cannot be made into a TV. That book cannot be made into a TV series. I'm sorry.
It could. HBO could do it. I mean, there's a lot of cringy erotic things that happen in the.
Okay, this is how you do it. You open the series with the Cenobites. You don't show them for the entire season, and then you close out the season with the Cenobites. If you show these things every single episode, it will burn people out. 100%.
I see what you're laying down there.
You open heavy. You give it a ton of character drama and a lot of stakes and weird situations, and you close strong with the Cenobites at the end. You bookend them, just like in the movie, the original film, but directed by Clive Barker. If you show these Cenobites every single episode for some kind of stinger or something weird, it's going to get old fast, and people are going to get bored, dude. 100%. It's not good business, Doug. Not good business.
Or I could even see them maybe not in the first season, but if they do it for a second season, going into the lore of like this is what's happening in the human world, but in hell, this is what's happening. Like they're like vying for power, sort of thing. Like I want to be king of the Cinnabons, and
the Cinnabuns.
Yeah.
I think
we'll tear your buns apart.
I think we just found the name of this podcast. The Cinnabons. So I would love, like you said, the first season to be the human element, right? And it's all taking place in the real world. Someone's got the box and they're playing with it, and hell ensues. The main character gets sucked into the box as the season finale, and the second season takes place all in the Leviathan. And it's all just
that would be cool. Crazy
episodes they need to escape the Leviathan.
Yeah,
they can't get out, and they can't find the shard to get themselves back into the real world, and they're stuck they have to survive hell pretty much, and through the Leviathan.
Like I like, yeah, that's a good one. I like that idea.
It'll be super creepy and twisted, and you don't see the outside world for that whole season. You're stuck with them in the Leviathan, and they have to keep themselves from being torn apart because they're still alive and they're still human. But the moment they die, they're just in there forever. You can't die in the Leviathan. Then you're just a slave to it. So let them try to navigate and outsmart the Cenobites and stay one step ahead. That would be super cool, dude. It'd be tense the entire time.
Where's the exit?
I can't find the exit. Why am I screaming?
because your soul is mine.
Use too much sugar in these simple syrups.
Yes. I must write to your regional manager.
Your pain levels will rise like the yeast of my Cinnabon.
Please do not cry. That is a waste of working suffering. Something like
No tears, please. That's a waste of good frosting.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cinnabon, get on it. You already have Cinnabon bites. Just
Cinnabites.
Yes, for Halloween. Why is there any? They probably don't like some of the things that Hellraiser portrays in some of the books, actually.
For Halloween, you get a giant Cinnabon and you use like red velvet frosting and cover it in like red velvet sauce, and you get like a candy cane, but you make it look like one of those sharp little hooks. It's like a silver candy cane that looks like a chain. You call it the Cinnabite.
Yeah.
Dude,
in second thought, I don't think Cinnabon wants anything to do with this franchise.
So much money. The Cinnabite, dude. You know how quick.
Yeah.
You know how often.
But you have to think about the people who are reading the books, or do they want what the books portray? Like, isn't there like a weird scene with a dead body and something in the most recent Hellraiser?
Yes, there's weird stuff. There's weird sex stuff, okay? Sex stuff happens. But we're all adults. Adults eat at Cinnabon.
You got it. Well, it's also,
you know what I'm saying?
Grandparents take their kids to go to Cinnabon.
No. Okay, you're at the mall, right? You're at the mall, or you're at like an outlet, and you and little Jimmy Short Pants. It's Halloween. You walk into Cinnabon. You see a red velvet flavored Cinnabon. It's called the Cinnabite, and it has the silver candy cane hook. You don't have to explain to the little one what that's about.
I'm Aunt Annie's person myself, but
whatever. But that's just the marketing is right there. Cinnabon. If you create, even for a limited time, the Cinnabon, I will buy it literally every
franchise.
I will open up the store myself, and I will dress as Pinhead and find someone to dress as Kirsty. We will sell Cinnabites all day long. Money, dude.
Baby,
I'm so upset. That's the name of the podcast right there. Hellraiser, brought to you by Cinnabon.
Hellraiser. I know you do.
I hate that song. It's a mockery of everything I love. This podcast was born on the fleshy steps of the Leviathan. Oh man. What are you looking forward to, man, other than Cinnabites not being
I'm looking forward to a weekend of music, of some sleep, playing some auto chess, and living the dream. Running down a dream.
Yeah. Running down a dream. I'm looking forward to barbecue, illegal fireworks, yelling at my neighbors because the music's too loud. I'm looking forward to awkward social situations. I'm looking forward to drinking 3 Monsters in a row and then going insane. I'm looking forward to a lot of crazy stuff, man. I'm hyped for this little weird reprieve that we're going to have for this holiday week. You know?
Can your alter ego be Geikel M?
No, my alter ego is going to be named Neil Bog. Neil Bog the Bode, dog.
Bow down to the Neil Bog.
I need you to bow down to Neil Bog. Did you know that Neil Bog spelled backwards is goblin, dog? Did you know this?
Yeah, I got nothing to add to that.
This podcast is ending. Oh my god.
Yeah, Trashmug the Third. Check me out on social media.
MOTN, masterthenerdversecast.com. That's the website. Check us out on all social media outlets, especially Twitter. That's at mnerdiverse, where we do polls, we do funny posts, and we communicate with the podcast community. They're all great. So if you see anybody on our posts or see us interfering with their podcast lives, give us a holler. And I may be actually guest starring on someone else's podcast very soon. So I'm excited to do that. more on that later. So that's also going down this week, going down in the DMs. So with that, do you have any closing thoughts before we pass this bad boy on?
Catch me outside. How about that?
And I promise to do this, so I'm going to do a really quick random poltergeist reference before we close this out. And I'm going to say, this house is clean.
This house is clear.
Is clear. I'm, of course, being your host, Mike G.
And I've been your host, building a house on Indian burial ground.
You moved the bodies, but you didn't move the gravestones.
It's the other way around. They don't care about they care about they moved the bodies, but not the gravestones. Yeah, that's what you wanted. You moved the gravestones, but you didn't take the bodies.
He was like, "Wow,
Coach!"
He was screaming the hardest, dog. Oh, shut up. With that, I will always ask you to take that one step beyond good for done.